Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's a damn hippie and needs to get his hair cut, Bill.
Hi, everyone. That's right. I have to get my damn haircut. At least one.
We've talked about this. Yeah, just get one.
One haircut.
Get your haircut. All right, you didn't specify which one.
Yeah, you did not.
I got one. I got a bunch. It's like old time dad jokes. Oh, I got a mall cut. Oh. Yeah. So I got my haircut. I don't want to bury the lead here. You can't see me if you're listening to the podcast, but if you follow us on TikTok, you may know it. You may think this is a clip from like last year or something, but no, this is fresh content. Wow. Don't you worry yourself. All new stuff. I don't want that one guy where it's like, oh, you posted this again. Yeah, that's how it works on TikTok. You post your best content over and over again.
Hey,
you try to figure
out.
One
guy's paying attention to us.
Well, that's true. That's what I always do. I say like, thank you for watching. Like.
Right.
Like I know you're trying to be like, I caught you. Like, okay, well, you're watching. I wish everyone would post that. It just means they're watching. Thank you so much, sir. But so like when I do a video, it ends up on my phone because I do the captions on the phone. So then I move them all into a folder on my phone. For this year, already over 100 videos, new videos posted to TikTok. So
yeah,
I dare anyone out there to find a content creator who is creating more content than the reluctant adult content. That's what we are. That's actually a better name, reluctant adult content. Because like adult content, I'm always trying to like make that a thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of a name for our Twitch channel because I'm gonna do it. Because I'm playing Fortnite. I might as well do something with it. So I was thinking, the obvious choice is reluctant adult gaming, but then I was thinking we could do like a reluctant adult at play, because then if we do like more of like a businessy thing where if we sell stuff, we could be reluctant adults at work. So it's like at work at play.
Yes.
So let me know your thoughts. Yeah. Something with a reluctant adult in it. I'm trying to make it be clever. We haven't mentioned this yet. The latest HasLab on Hasbro Pulse is a Transformers HasLab. If you haven't heard us talk about Transformers and HasLab before, here's what we think. Here's what I think, at least. Without the HasLab Project, the thing would never get made. So like the Proton Pack, where are you going to sell the Proton Pack? Like it's not going to be available in stores. It's not going to happen. Jabba's sail barge, like you're not going to see that at Target. It's just not going to happen. But with the Transformers, I think it's a little bit more possible that those could be sold at retail or as an exclusive through an e-tailer or something. So I've always felt like the Transformers HasLabs are not true HasLabs. They probably could be sold elsewhere, whereas other things, it's not going to happen. So the current HasLab is from Robots in Disguise back in 2001. We were still in high school. Yep. 2001. This was the follow-up to Beast Machines. So Beast Machines happened. It was, by all accounts, a failure. It only lasted 2 seasons. And then Hasbro was like, well, we're not going to spend a lot of money to make a brand new set. What are they doing over in Japan? Let's just import that, dub it, and that's good to go. So that's how we got Robots in Disguise. Beast Machines happened. It was, by all accounts, a failure. It only lasted 2 seasons, and then Hasbro was like, well, we're not going to spend a lot of money to make a brand new set. What are they doing over in Japan? Let's just import that, dub it, and that's good to go. So that's how we got Robots in Disguise, where Optimus, famously, a truck, was a fire truck.
Fire convoy. Yes.
Yeah, so it was a little different. Did you watch it?
It's tricky. I did.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Megatron. It was it Galvatron?
It was he was the purple dragon,
He was a
right?
dragon.
Like
and the
two or three-headed dragon.
Right, and the figure had multiple transformations. Like one of them
he
could turn into a hand. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool.
These were cool, but they were odd.
Yeah.
There were parts of these Transformers that physically came off.
Yes.
to become, and I don't like my Transformers have to be all in one. The kibble doesn't come off and then repurpose itself. In my opinion, the Optimus Prime there, in order to transform him into, I think he combined with Ultra Magnus, you would take off his hand and like attach it somewhere else, and it was just odd to me because it was like,
you would have, it's like gloves. You would give, like, you would become gloves. Yeah, it was weird because he would become disembodied. His parts would float around.
The dog's name is Larry.
If you follow wrestling toys, you know that there has been a renaissance of retro style action figures. And now when I say retro style, these are figures that are made to look like those Hasbro WWF figures from the 90s. So like small, limited articulation, shiny, plastic. They're beloved. And the card,
they had action features too, right?
They had action features, sure. Yeah. Like Hogan would do. There was like 5 Hogans. He all did different things. Carding is iconic. That's replicated in all of these new companies that are using the style. There's a lot of them, some better than the others. Definitely, the company doing it the best is this company, Zombie Sailor. He's made several figures, including Matt and Brian from the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I think they're great. He's made guys like Danhausen, Jeff Jarrett, like real guys. This week, probably his biggest announcement yet. He is making an action figure for CM Punk. He is making an action figure for CM Punk. Now, you're probably wondering, how is he allowed to do this? Punk was in AEW. They make action figures. Can't just do that. And then almost immediately after that, he came back to WWE. Obviously can't do that now. Well, this is the weird thing about these wrestlers. When they're not technically signed, and there was a period of time where he was fired from AEW before he re-signed with WWE, like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. He signed with Zombie Sailor. They came to an agreement, and even though the figure won't be out for a year, if that, longer probably, because he's going to collect money during this agreed upon time, it's okay. It's allowed. It's crazy. But the presentation of this announcement was great. He had a video with Punk. Punk agreed to be in the video. Amazing presentation. He had a video with Punk. Punk agreed to be in the video.
Have you
Amazing
pre-ordered it?
presentation. Not yet. Oh. The other cool thing about the figure is it comes with a second carded action figure of CM Punk's dog, Larry. So a tiny little card with a little dog that's in scale with CM Punk. The tattoos are all there. They look very good. Famously, Punk has Pepsi logo and Cobra from G.I. Joe on his shoulders. Big tattoos. Obviously, you can't use that exactly, but it looks like they're there, and they made some adjustments to try to skirt those copyright. The tattoos otherwise are very detailed. The head sculpt is a little weird. First of all, the shape of the head sort of reminds me of a little person. Think about Tyrion Lannister, that kind of like larger than it should be, kind of like larger than, like not to scale with his body. If you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that kind of shape. Wait, and Punk is not a little person. He's a man. He's just a normal. Not that they're not normal. You know what I'm saying? He's traditional height. His proportions are proportionate.
You're digging yourself somewhere.
Yeah, to your average person. Love everybody. Everybody's equal. That's one thing. That's probably the hardest thing to get over. And then the expression they chose for it is sort of like eyebrows like up, like he's sort of like, So many things are right about this to drop the ball on what is probably the most important part, the actual figure. It just like, what happened? Nobody along the line was like, hey, can you make this look better? Like, this looks weird. Can you stop what you're doing and make this look better? Like, they're like, nah, just keep going, just rolling.
Sonic the Hedgehog situation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is an ugly Sonic. Just fix it. Just fix it. No one's going to be mad. No one's like, oh, I wanted the ugly one. We're excited to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. With all these big tentpole movies, they do a fun popcorn bucket now. And for Ghostbusters, we saw a picture of, I think it was AMC that's doing the trap, the ghost trap. And then it has this sort of red translucent box that goes on top of it that actually holds the popcorn.
Okay.
This week, somebody shared another photo of another trap, and they said this one's from Regal. So it looks like we're getting dueling traps.
Oh, my.
That's a lot of traps. I don't know. I need to see them in action. If one of them has closing doors, that's what I want. Although I do like the idea of them being permanently open and then having that like box. I think that's cool.
I like that effect.
Put some like, dry ice in there.
Cinemark, which you've never heard of, because I've
never heard of them.
I've never found one. I think there might be one somewhere. They have a Slimer popcorn bucket.
Yeah, Slimer popcorn bucket. Looks fine.
He's cute.
They should have done the trap too. It should have been all traps all the time. We're talking about Star Wars and we're talking about mistakes, so we got to talk about it. This week, Gina Carano. She wants her job back. She wants Disney to just give her job back.
Is that what the final resolution of that was?
That's what she is suing the Walt Disney Corporation to be reinstated as her character on The Mandalorian.
Oh.
Cara Dune. This is how this all started. If you're not familiar, she tweeted something, and I think we can all agree it was not great. I don't even remember what it was. It's probably still there. It's evidence in a trial now, so it's got to exist. After Elon purchased Twitter, he said that if anybody was harmed through a tweet financially, that he would foot the bill for the lawyer to sue the person that harmed you. He is backing her against the Disney Corporation, and they want her to be reinstated as Cara Dune, and she wants a steady paycheck again. And who doesn't? Who doesn't want a steady paycheck? Work for Disney. Just like Jurassic Park has no director. He backed out. They announced this week the Jurassic Park, the new one, the new saga, Jurassic World, whatever it's going to be called, coming out
the next
July of 2025. That's next year.
That's soon.
They're going to make a whole friggin' dinosaur movie in less than a year.
Wow.
And the director was like, nope. He probably saw that release date, and he's like, when? Nope. No, thank you.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
We have the Mandalorian and Grogu that far back. My goodness.
I know. We're going to get a whole ass dinosaur movie a year before it takes us to get friggin' no Pedro Pascal on set and puppet Grogu.
Yeah. That's just that just screams like, these people will watch anything.
Yes.
It's got the title to it. You could put
Nobody
garbage
can
out.
have faith in that.
No.
Chris Pratt as every character.
They're going to get John Williams out of retirement to do the score again?
Well, he's doing the Ray movie, right? He came out of retirement for that.
He comes out of retirement all the time.
We have sort of a hot and cold relationship with the He-Man world and the people who inhabit it. But I think the one thing that we can agree on with the He-Man fans is that Scott Neitlich is kind of a dork. And if you don't know who Scott Neitlich is, he used to run He-Man, Masters of the Universe, for Mattel back during the Matty Collector days. Like, he got the train rolling again. But then, it didn't work out in the end for Scott or He-Man at Mattel. Yeah. So they parted ways, and then he went off and maybe he worked at Jack's. I don't know. You can check his LinkedIn, see where he works. He is most notable in present day because he has a YouTube channel where he posts videos where he insists that He-Man is going to fail at retail. That is the crux of his argument of every video. He's like, this is why He-Man failed. This is why it's not going to work out. And obviously we know we live in this world where you have at least you have Turtles of Grayskull. If nothing else, that line seems to be doing swimmingly. But this week, Scott Neitlich had his YouTube channel pulled down because he got too many strikes. He got, someone said 100, but I think he was saying it's closer to 50. But still, that's a lot of copyright strikes. Mutant Mayhem, we liked that as a movie, correct? Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
We knew they were going to do a TV series to bridge the gap to the next movie. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I just assumed it was going to look like the movie. But lo and behold, it is 2D animation. And I am immediately not loving that.
No, you've checked out?
Well, I just feel like it looks too much like Rise.
It does look very similar to Rise.
Ugh.
I'm wondering if it's the same studio. The colors are almost exact.
The animation style in the movie in Mutant Mayhem was so distinct and so cool. And honestly, that is like half the reason I liked it so much. To take that away completely, it almost feels like we're going from Beast Machines back to Robots in Disguise here. It just feels like I'm checked out. That. The quality is not there. So we'll see. And I don't know.
I mean, they just kind of teased them fighting a robot as well, and that was it.
Yeah, you're going to fight robots, so there's no blood. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm disappointed. Maybe it'll end up being fine, but immediately I'm disappointed. But also, I don't have Paramount, so I'm not going to see it.
Oh. Coming this May.
Okay. Wait a minute. Yes?
Just announced.
Okay.
For a limited time, starting May 3rd, the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace.
25 years. 25 years ago, we sat in that theater.
I can remember it.
This is it. Is that the one where the lady made us move? Because, like, we sat in the middle, and she's like, our family is 8, please move down. I feel like it
that
was.
Could have been that could have been it.
No, because we had other people. We had like a whole party come with us.
Well, we cut in line.
I don't recall that. We didn't pre-purchase our tickets.
We did pre-purchase our tickets, but this was before.
Well, you didn't pick your seat. Yeah,
picking your seat. So we had classmates
that Peter's haircut. I just noticed. I have like Peter's haircut.
Oh, there you go.
That's nice. My wig pops off too.
We had classmates who. Did the time and stood in line there and were the first ones.
Oh, they saved our spot for us.
And we were like, "Hey, we know you," and then we just saddled on in.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. If you have tickets together, I feel like it's fine. Speaking of another small company, Super 7, this was a surprise drop. The new Ninja Turtles waves in stock on Entertainment Earth. Use code TOYPOD, save 10%. Now, it is too late to get Wingnut and Screw Loose. That set already sold out.
Wow.
And that was a more expensive set. It was like 75, I think. Yeah, 75. Right.
The other figures, they're variants of certain things?
We got Basketball Dawn.
Yeah.
Well, Splinter is a redo, but he's flocked.
He's flocked, yeah.
But you
redo,
have
though.
The Zack the Neutrino.
Not really that exciting.
But still, these are new figures.
Yeah.
Who else is in that set?
It seems like it's a larger set, but Wingnut and Screw Loose are standout characters right there.
Well, sure.
It's not surprising that they sold out.
But I think what's interesting here is you see people saying like, "Oh, I'll wait until it's $30." Well, we know that Super 7 has adjusted the orders for these. Companies have ordered less. They've ordered fewer figures. So there's not going to be this kind of outlet sales that we've seen in the past. It's just not going to happen. The Marvels is on Disney Plus, so I watched that last night with the family. None of us liked it.
No.
It was not a good movie. My wife loves musicals, and there's a musical number in it because they visit a planet where the language is song.
Yeah.
But also it's just English, so it doesn't make any sense. And it was just really stupid.
Musicals,
I don't know. It wasn't
musicals
funny.
Don't make sense to you. Did you watch any of the lead-in stuff for it?
I don't know.
Did you watch Miss Marvel?
I did not watch Miss Marvel, but I understood enough.
You understood enough? Okay.
I wasn't lost. It was just a bad movie. It wasn't entertaining. Okay. It was stupid. You know what this movie felt like to me? When you have a movie like Jingle All the Way, and in that movie there's another movie. You have the Turbo Man movie. Right. And they show a lot of the Turbo Man movie in Jingle All the Way. But they just show like certain scenes, like action scenes. There's no real story because it's not a real movie. That's what this felt like. Just a string of like different scenes that together did not form a cohesive movie. Okay. And then you had the B plot with Nick Fury and the Flurkin, which is the cat that has like the octopus come out of its mouth.
Yeah.
And it was like the comedy relief in the movie, although, it was all comedy relief because none of it was very serious. Okay. I don't like that they relegate Nick Fury to the comedy. Like
they really
just
cut
seems,
Nick Fury down if that's
for
the
real.
case.
It's just I didn't care for it. We saw this picture of Todd McFarlane making out with Spawn. Was this included in the official press release, or did somebody just include this?
I thought I saw this. I thought I saw this on his website. Okay,
I think so too. I think he chose because this is what the 30th anniversary that they're celebrating.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So McFarlane Toys, this was the announcement. McFarlane Toys gold label Spawn and Todd 2-packed for the company's 30th anniversary. So we're going to get a new Todd McFarlane action figure, which is fine. It's good. Yeah. I think every personality should have their own action figure just for like figure photography purposes. Mm-hmm. Like who doesn't want to have a Todd to put in the background of their...
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that just makes sense. Like,
yeah.
We need that. We have our selfie series. Not everybody has that. So now we can own a little Todd, and we can make him kiss Spawn, recreate that poster. Very
kiss
good.
Anything.
You can kiss anything. Who knows? What's that? Was a Wholesome Toy Family on Instagram? What is he going to do with it? Oh my God. Oh my God, we gotta stop him. We gotta stop him. You know who likes making money? Todd McFarlane. And he knows that Batman makes money for him, and he's doing a new Frostbite Batman. What do you think about this popsicle?
I sent that to you, and looking at it, it's translucent plastic done right, in my opinion.
Yes. Because they do a nice paint job on top of it.
Right. So it hides those articulation points.
Right. Because that looks weird.
It does.
It doesn't look like ice at that point. It wouldn't look like ice at that point.
No.
It would look like clear plastic.
Right.
But who knows what the final product will look like, but the prototype looks very nice.
It does. Very statuesque. You can see
very
it like
nice.
with your Mr. Free if it is the Clooney Batman, which I'm assuming it is.
No, it's a cartoon or like
It's a cartoon.
Batman.
Oh, okay. You can still see your Mr. Freeze figure like posing with it, like, haha, I've got an ice sculpture Batman.
I almost want to say it's the video game.
Oh, okay.
Like Arkham Asylum.
I didn't look too hard at it. I was too
because he's got a grappling gun.
The frost texture on it.
During the pandemic, I feel like toy hunting videos blew up because people couldn't as easily go out to stores to do their own toy hunting, so they had to live vicariously through these people. So I felt like the medium, the genre of toy hunt videos really exploded during that time. And I feel like a lot of people have jumped on that bandwagon. So there's a little bit of oversaturation. Like, how many Walmarts can you look at that have the same things?
Of course.
Like, I don't know, like, how people view, I don't know how you consume this type of media. Like, are you listening to it? Or is it like Twitch where it's just on and you like the visual of going through stores? Like, maybe it's different for different people.
I don't look at the modern stuff. There's a YouTube channel quite popular. It's yard sales and toy shows. Which
that's good. Yeah.
It's a lot. That one's a lot of fun if you haven't seen that one.
Who does that one?
Froggy Flips.
Froggy Flips. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Shout out to Froggy Flips. And then another person that we know that does toy hunts is Pixel Dan. So Pixel Dan announced this week that he is starting a separate channel just for toy hunts.
Yeah.
So he'll have his first channel for like toy reviews and anything else, but then this other channel is going to be just toy hunts. And he explained in a video, one take, he just did it straight. Didn't cut once. I don't know if he tried it multiple times, but there were no cuts. It was amazing. The reason he's doing this is because of the YouTube algorithm, and like people are searching out toy hunt videos. So like people still like want this content, which is amazing to me. The people still like seeing this so much, and it makes me think, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we recording toy hunts? We're really missing out.
Okay.
We got to start.
I need a better
every week.
camera.
I want one toy hunt from you every week. Send it to me. Make it witty.
Narrate it?
Witty.
That's
yes,
the
you have
thing.
to do witty banter.
Do I narrate it before or after? That's my big...
that's the thing.
So I film and then go back and edit it with voiceover, or do I start talking in the aisle?
Right, like a crazy person.
Like a crazy person.
So you mentioned Collector's Crush, and that made me think their channel was all about toy hunting. So I think you have to do it like raw in the store. So one a week.
I'll try to do one. I'll try to do one on Tuesday.
No.
I'll do one on Tuesday.
Listen, if you don't do one, I'm gonna tell Moose, lose your number.
No.
They're not gonna send you any more samples of Bluey or
Moose,
Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I will.
So okay.
Does it have to be a toy store? Can I go to an antique store?
Yeah, that might actually be as creative as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna do like the gift shop at a hospital. I think that would be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just do
be creative.
Do a mom and pop or
a mom and pop
stand?
Sure.
Farm stand?
Farm stand, great. Great.
All right.
You're gonna stumble upon like Mint and Box Mego or like Mint and Box Star Wars Kenner. Like I want that moment where you find the Grail.
I find my.
There it is. Yeah.
Popcorn.
If you had captured the moment when you found Batman cereal,
you're right.
Just think about that. We're missing out. You're gonna stumble upon like Mint and Box Mego or like Mint and Box Star Wars Kenner. Like I want that moment where you find the Grail.
I find my.
There it is, yeah.
Popcorn.
Yeah, if you had
No, popcorn,
captured the moment
If I
when
had
you
captured
found
the moment,
Batman
yeah,
cereal,
You're right.
just think about that. We're missing out. All we can do is recreate it with our words. People want to see
That's
it
true.
happening.
They want to see the full story.
We are the most authentic toy podcast on the internet, but if we don't have the video to back it up, we're just as fake as everybody else. We could just be making this up. It could all be fake.
Okay. I accept your challenge.
Okay, great.
Challenge accepted.
It's not so much a challenge as a requirement of your continued employment with the podcast. But, however you want to spin it to make it make sense with you. That's great.
Yep, that's fine.
We're at the local antique store looking for some Batman stuff today. Really in the mood for some Batman. Whoa. Movie poster. Sippy cup. Oh, some Batman banks. Some old adhesive bandages. Batman, the birthday cake. Batman, the racing game. Batwing, the water blaster. The Batwing in box.
Wow.
Batman animated. Batman. Classic. Wonder Woman. And that Robin mug. Found my Batman.
Turtles of Grayskull Series 3 leaked. I don't know if this is official, but I know it is official. Skeletor, Tila, Casey, and Mikey. There you go.
There we are. So,
Casey Jones, honestly a surprise. Because they're not going to do April, but they're going to do Casey Jones. What?
Do you know this for a fact that they're not going to do April?
Well, I don't know. But
or like
they haven't
so
done it
soon?
yet.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know.
So we've got we've seen character designs for Skeletor, Tila,
Well, you're just talking about it in the comic,
Mikey.
not the toy
Correct.
design. Yeah.
Well, they're
Mikey.
similar enough, but we haven't seen have we seen character art or the character art for Casey Jones?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
but he's gonna get a toy. That's happening, or
That's
not?
exciting.
I don't know. I can't.
Somebody
posted
swords.
He's gonna have. We're gonna find out what golf looks like in Eternia.
Who's
or
he gonna
cricket?
be?
Cricket looks
Hopefully
like.
he's Fisto.
Fisto.
Casey Fisto.
Who has? Is there anyone that holds like melee weapons, like the ninja character? Maybe.
I'm sure there's plenty.
Ninjar. Is that his name? Ninjor. That was from Power Rangers, right? Ninjar. They were swearing. I think The Rock said the F word at one point.
It's very heated.
I like wrestling. You do not care for it as much, but
I have an outsider's view. But
right, which I think is fair. But you actually mentioned that you wanted to talk about The Rock this week. So go ahead.
No,
you want to go on a rant?
You son
about
of a
The
gun!
Rock?
I got nothing to say.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh no!
All right, well, let's button this up because last week I talked about Cody Rhodes and how he won the Rumble. He gets to pick his shot at WrestleMania, and then he came out, and The Rock came out and usurped him. But then they had this event at Las Vegas. It was a WrestleMania kickoff. It was kind of a press conference, except everybody was standing and someone got slapped. It was actually probably the most dramatic piece of professional wrestling in a long time.
Yeah,
because
I think that got me interested. That piqued my interest.
I think so. I think The Rock said the F word.
Yeah, it's very heated. He was on that podcast, and he just sounded like a villain.
He did. He called everyone Cody crybabies.
Right.
The Rock is a great bad guy. I mean, even when he's good. I mean, his personification, like the current Dwayne Johnson that's out there promoting his movies, like that is just a character he plays. And he doesn't play that character as well as he plays the bad guy. Because I think the bad guy is a little closer to the real,
that's why
the real guy.
Off. And which called me, I was so intrigued because over the past decade and a half, all I've seen is The Rock be like this big, good, tough guy. Or, Maui or some enjoyable friend, and
Disney
now he's
presents
like,
The Rock.
Yes.
Well,
Dwayne
it's funny
Johnson.
because
and now he's just evil, calling everybody out.
He's Hollywood Rock. If you're a wrestling fan, you know this version of The Rock. This is his final form. He's a Hollywood corporate rock. He's on the board, and he's a Hollywood megastar. This is his final form. If you grew up with The Rock and wrestling, you know the deal with him. But kids today, they only know him as the guy from movies that aren't that great anymore. So you see The Rock come in and try to take the place of Cody Rhodes, a guy that kids love. He's the current John Cena. He's the new guy. He's the new guy that kids love.
Yeah.
To them, The Rock is just a Hollywood jerk. They're not excited to see him. They're like, why did you hurt our guy? So it is so funny to think of it in that way, because like we know The Rock, like he's wrestling royalty. Kids haven't even seen him wrestle. It's like a whole different thing. It's like when Hulk Hogan came back. It's like, oh, Mr. Nanny's back to take the spot. Well, like no, if you were watching wrestling in the 80s, you know who Hulk Hogan is. But the kids, they're like, I don't know this guy. Thunder in Paradise? What?
I was more of a Suburban Commando kind of guy myself.
Three Ninjas, just because they used the PKE meter in that movie, correct?
They did. Yes.
Yeah, look at that drop in knowledge. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.